everybody. My name is John McCandless. I'm the CEO and founder of Gallox Semiconductors. So have you ever asked yourself, why does your computer charger or your computer get hot? Have you ever asked, why does your EV car not charge faster? And the answer, and part of the reason for the answer to all those questions is the power electronics. So power electronics is the use of a circuit. And so this is a very simple power electronics circuit shown at the left, which is comprised of many diodes and transistors, which are highlighted in red. These circuits perform four basic functions. That is to change the voltage from AC to DC, change its AC frequency, go DC to AC, or change the voltage, increase it or decrease it. So these are the four fundamental building blocks, and they use many transistors and diodes. Power electronics are ubiquitous. So from the time energy is generated, whether by conventional or green sources, to the time it goes through the grid, to your house, to your car, to your office, it's gone through a dozen of these power conversion steps. The net efficiency is under 80%. And in the US, that 20% of energy loss is $340 billion a year. And globally, the amount of loss is equivalent to nearly the aerospace industry, how much energy they consume. So what we're doing is we're the first US company to pioneer the use of gallium oxide. Gallium oxide has unique physical properties that allows extreme ultra scaling of your devices. So if you use silicon, it's going to be 2,000 times larger than my material, gallium oxide. Silicon carbide, which is the incumbent material, is 8 times larger than from gallium oxide, and we're using gallium oxide. So by making our device smaller, it becomes more efficient, less lossy. So the industries, as I said, they're everywhere, but kind of the target industries are EV charging, data centers, and the electric grid. So these are high voltage applications. And then drones, aerospace, satellites, where the voltages are low, but you really care about size and weight constraints. So it's a startup out of Cornell. We have 4 patents, 2 granted, 2 pending. Preeminent team of academics, Deep Jen and Gray Shing are my co-founders. And then our advisory team, Dr. Bruce Fishbein and Bob Scharf, both of whom have extensive executive experience in the semiconductor space. To date, we were excited to have been awarded Breakthrough Energy Fellows. Breakthrough was founded in 2015 by Bill Gates and is the leading supporter of early stage climate tech companies. Recently, we just were announced as the Deep Tech Pioneers by Hello Tomorrow. We've received money from the Air Force, fellowship with BAE, and a lot of support from Cornell and the Praxis Center. So I appreciate Cornell's support. Over the coming months and year, we're implementing and solving some of the technical challenges, and then we will be transitioning our process to a manufacturing partner, to a foundry, qualifying our packaging and all of our sourcing, and then ramping up to production. Right now, we're not fundraising per se. We've got money, but if there's the right investor and the right terms, we could be interested. And then, but more importantly, we're looking for advisors, people who have expertise in semiconductors and IP strategy, financing, and also connecting with potential partners. So we're in talks with a couple multinationals, trying to understand their needs. But we'd also like to build out more relationships with partners so we can really optimize our device for their needs. And that'll conclude. Thank you.
Who is your target customer? Is it the end user or is it the device seller?
Yeah, so it's the power electronics companies. So Eaton, ABB, GE, Schneider, Siemens, these players.
Can you share a bit more about your background as well as the rest of the management team and why you guys are uniquely positioned to solve this problem?
Yeah, so my background, our team has been involved in gallium oxide since the very beginning. We published the first paper in the U.S. in 2013 out of my advisor. I got into gallium oxide in 2016, doing pioneering work at the Air Force Research Laboratories, where we made a number of important first demonstrations. Since then, our group is the first to demonstrate vertical device topologies, and we have important patents related to that. So for power, you need a vertical device, and we can talk more about that. But anyways, we have robust IP for vertical devices and also for thermal management. So foundationally, there's a lot of important things there. from a management team where we've got a strong background of advisors who've been in Bruce and both who've worked in startups, but have a lot of experience in the semiconductor space, executive, from AMD, Intel, and then also at the startup side.
It sounds like your focus is on thermal management. Can you tell us a little bit more about performance characteristics? How does it compared to either silicon carbide or I forget what the other one was.
Yeah,
Sorry.
silicon. Yeah. So, from a theoretical and from an experimental standpoint, gallium oxide far exceeds what the theoretical limits of silicon carbide and silicon, even today, right? Early on, 2016, Air Force published showing the experimental results. It far exceeded the incumbent materials. That's, of course, not a real world situation, but and so the thermal management, the kryptonite of gallium oxide is poor thermal conductivity, which is critical. And so this is one of the patents we have filed. And so we have a low cost and robust way to manage that. And that's what, thanks to Breakthrough Energy support, we're implementing our patented thermal solution to address, kind of the kryptonite of gallium oxide.
Thank you for the presentation. You mentioned you're the first in the U.S. to be exploring this. Does that mean that there's internationally and this is already being pursued?
That's a little complex. So the answer is there's different crystal, the way the gallium and the oxygen atoms are arranged. This is called a polymorph. And so there's another company out of Japan, out of Kyoto University, that's looking at a different polymorph of gallium oxide that they're commercializing, and they've had a lot of investment. There's a number of downsides in that you're not really taking advantage of gallium oxide's full potential. I mean, we can have a much more robust technical discussion, but using this phase of gallium oxide, we're the only company doing that.
If you did find that right investor at the right terms, what would that capital allow you to do without it?
Yeah, so a lot of our capital right now is restricted, to technical milestones, and so we're working on investing in an IP portfolio, and then also make some strategic hires where the salary would be beyond certain limitations that I can fund under the current grants.